Good morning, trading world. It is August 24th, 2022, 7:38 a.m. on the East Coast, and this is my pre-market outlook and technical analysis for day trading the SPY. It took just one trading session to get us to and through the weekly market maker's expected move. And we have done nothing but teeter-totter on it ever since. My feel tells me we push off on Friday, but I knew with all the momentum and energy used to get here, we would need a good amount of consolidation to build up enough energy to move big again. So to me, it doesn't make sense to continue to pile positions on in this same range. When I sell naked premium, I like to build up an inventory of positions, but I must spread it out over different ranges. Same with swing positions. Don't want to stock up on a bunch of positions in one binary area. Binary area meaning we have a 50-50 chance of going up and down from a particular point. For me, because I still have a gang of short positions on with little to no risk in them, and I still have a small amount of naked premium still waiting to mature, I'm not interested in looking for new shorts until we close above 415, 416, or selling any more naked premium until we get below maybe 408. So until then, I'm still in turtle mode, which is a good idea when you have a day like Monday where you eclipse your goal for a couple weeks in one day. Now, what gets us off of the edge of the cliff? It's as simple as which report moves us. My guess is we get a little push in the overnight session Thursday from GDP, the ECB minutes, and then possibly jobless claims as we get closer to the close, the open. Then we probably get a big shove on Friday from the Fed at the Jackson Hole Economic Symposium. That's where my guess is that we really get moving. By then, we probably consolidated enough to build up enough energy to move again, and then the Fed is likely, everybody's keying in on what the Fed says to likely move us. At that point, I can pretty much sleep until then, until the price gets above that 415, 416 area. But once that happens and we get the moving, I can start watching indicators again for oversold, probably on the 4-hour chart for entries. With that, let's get to key levels to watch today. Alright, here we are with the key levels of the day. Starting on the resistance side, we have our jack resistance 412 to the 413 area. Our queen resistance 414 to the 415 area. And king resistance is rather large. We have it from 416 all the way up to the 425 area. On the support side, we have our jack support at 411 to the 410 area, queen support 409 to the 408 area, and then king support 407 to 405. The main thesis for today is bullish, closing above the 412.35 with a projected target high between 413 and 417. Our alternate thesis is bearish, closing below the 412.35 with a projected target low of between 412 and 406. The current major channel we're in is 416 down to 397. Chart energy and momentum is still down in the dumps, trying to build up. However, when we do wake up, we have quite a few leftover imbalances above to try for, with some below as well. So don't be surprised by more I think we can go up, then psych, back down to start all over again, but maybe from a higher starting point. Let's get to the scenarios of the day. Alright, our first scenario is going to be and most probable scenario is going to be our expansive range day structure, and it's going to have kind of a bullish bias to it today. I've talked a lot about expansive range days and how they can push boundaries. Well, today the upward boundary will get pushed, and this is what's going to make it have a bullish bias to it, because we're going to continue to push that upward boundary further and further as we get deeper into the day. So we could look to chop back and forth in a small but expanding range, building up energy for the next move. So that has us playing back and forth across the previous close a couple times, and then we start to push that boundary up and fall back, and then we build up energy to go further up, pushing that boundary more, and then fall back. That's pretty much how the day, how I expect the day to play out. So that's our expansive range day structure with bullish bias. Alright, the next scenario. Alright, our second most probable scenario is going to be our trend day up, which would mean we would open gap up and start with a small fade back toward the previous close represented by the blue line. Then we will reverse. Well, we'll find support on or before that previous close. Then we begin the uptrend of the morning, better known as our golden window, the best time to trade. We find our midday chop either around the possible queen or king resistance area. And usually, but not always, we start the second half of the day off with a head fake, continuing the major trend of the morning, and then we get a fade into the close. So that's our second most probable scenario, our trend day up, which is quite possible today, being that we've been with such low energy for 2 days, and this being a expiration day. So this is quite possible to happen. And let's bring up the last scenario. Alright, our last scenario is our rounded reversal day type structure. We could get a continued push higher off of the cash open toward the jack or queen resistance area. We'll find our midday chop around either the possible queen or king resistance area before spending the same energy we use going up to come back down the second half of the day. So that's our rounded reversal day type structure. When we have a rounded reversal day type structure, I like to point out the vice versa alert. which means we could actually do the very opposite. Meaning if we get too much of a push up before the open, we could actually see some activity like this, where instead of a push up off of the open, we get a push down off of the open. We get the push down off of the open, and then we find our midday chop either around the jack or queen support area, and then the second half of the day we get a pop up with the same amount of force that we came down with in the morning. So that's our vice versa warning on the rounded reversal day type structure. Again, I will stress, for me and for anybody else that had a good day on Monday, anytime you have a great day where you eclipse goals, where you do something that normally takes days or a week to do, and you do it in a matter of a day, go to turtle mode. Don't be in such a hurry to give it back. So it has to be an extremely great setup in order to budge me to make some type of move. So I'd advise the same for you. Don't let greed become a factor in your trading. Greed, revenge trading, these are things that play against you. So I really want to do a part about the emotions of trading, because that is such a huge part of battling to become a good trader, is conquering those emotions, which can kind of play against you on your road to becoming a great trader. As always, one of the most important jobs as a trader is protecting the capital that you already have. We do that by understanding and knowing the risks we have in positions we take and managing those according to our account size. I hope this helps, and as always, wishing you a positive trading day. Have a great one.